Let's talk a little bit about now. Despite the fact that we're reaching the youth in Idaho, despite the fact that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez won in Queens, so that was one of the memes I saw out there. Like, I don't see how this is going to help in Idaho. Well, it's the congressional seat in the Bronx. I don't know how any seat anywhere is going to help in Idaho. I will say this. When we return to the time where we can pass legislation and not have it struck down by the Supreme Court, hopefully President Ocasio-Cortez will have a Democratic Senate and House. But in the meantime, here is Sean Hannity ostensibly criticizing Ocasio-Cortez's platform. But I think there is a significant percentage of his audience. I don't know. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 10%, maybe it's 20%. But there's some percentage of his audience who I think had one of those come to Jesus moments. Like, wait, what? You can do this stuff? Listen to Sean Hannity attempt to discredit Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's win.
Will be the most important midterm election in our lifetime. It's that profound. As the president now gains political momentum and builds an impressive track record, accomplishments, I think we're the only show that shows you them, the Democratic Party is falling apart. The era of global freeloading, the president said, is over. An example, last night, a 28-year-old socialist from New York defeated longtime Democratic incumbent in a congressional primary race. As President Trump said tonight, he got his ass kicked. And many are hailing Cortez as a rising star on the political landscape. But in reality, her views, her policy positions are actually downright scary. Look, by the way, he was a guy that was supposed to take over for Nancy Pelosi, perhaps. Look very carefully. This is
Pause
the future.
It 1 second, folks. Like Sean Hannity said, this is scary stuff. So I just want to warn you, if you are with small children, you may want to hold them close. Cover their eyes from this. The idea of things like that they could get health care or be able to go to university without literally decades worth of debt that they got to pay off. This could be too rough on young children.
Look, by the way, he was a guy that was supposed to take over for Nancy Pelosi, perhaps. Look very carefully. This is the future. This is your modern Democratic Party. Cortez, who will likely win the general election in a Democratic district, is pushing for, let's see, single-payer universal health care, universal jobs, government-subsidized housing for everybody, tuition, free colleges. She wants to abolish ICE and, of course, impeach President Trump.
All right, pause it. Let's go through all these here because this is really, this is disturbing stuff. I'm going to play some music that hopefully will make it a little bit less scary for you. But Medicare for all.
Oh,
in other
no.
words, yes, extending the first or second most popular government program in the country, and just extending it instead of 1/4 of the country, it'll be all the country. Scary stuff. Housing is a human right. To think of this, imagine human beings having it as a right that they could live in a house when they could perfectly live on the street. A federal jobs guarantee. In other words, we would take people who don't have jobs, hire them to make our society better. An assault weapons ban. Oh my God, is she crazy? Criminal justice reform, end private prisons. Imagine ending private prisons. That means you can't profit on housing babies, for instance, at the border. Obscene. Immigration justice. Abolish ICE. Solidarity with Puerto Rico.
That's the worst one.
Are people not aware that Puerto Rico is full of Puerto Ricans? Mobilizing against climate change. Oh, okay. I guess why not fall for the old, whoopee cushion hoax or some other joke, right? Why don't we answer our doorbell when someone's dinged and ditched? Clean campaign finance? Really? Do we really want to get rid of dirty money in our campaigns?
Drain the swamp.
Higher education for all. So everybody becomes educated at the highest level possible. All right. Women's rights? Seriously? Really?
What will they think of next?
Support the rights of LGBTQI and A plus. I'm not sure I know what the I and A for. What is the I and A for?
I'm not sure.
Well,
They want to make it.
oh, they added a
Probably
couple
does
letters. Is
mean
that
something,
possible?
But they're probably, yeah.
Whatever. Support the idea that you would support folks who have been systemically and societally marginalized over our country's, over decades. That's terrifying. Support seniors? Oh, really? Really? More support for seniors? Are we really going to go down that path? Right? I mean, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Political suicide.
She lost Brendan.
Forget it. Brendan's not going to do that. Oh, so I guess we're talking about intergenerational warfare. And here's one of the most disgusting things. Curb Wall Street gambling. Are you really going to curb their gambling? Are people aware that they're gambling with our own financial security and we're going to somehow curb that? This is scary stuff, folks. Wow. I hope for the sake of the Fox viewing numbers that they didn't leave this on camera for very long. Because if they did, there's going to be a real problem.
Like, I almost want to say that someone in the graphics department was having a little fun with it.
Right.
Like, that is such a good list.
I'll tell you what happened.
About a half minute they got.
I'll tell you what happened at the commercial break. All right? I'm going to do my impersonation of Sean Hannity at the commercial break. Why the fuck did you put support seniors up on her platform? Seriously? Is anybody aware of who watches this show? Throw me the football again so I can just do that on the intro and make it look like I'm athletic.
Takes a drag of his vape cigarette.
Exactly.
Oh, and
Wow.
people are telling me the IA is intersex and asexual.
Okay, there you go.
I thought it was incel, but apparently it's not.
Apparently not. We're not supporting those incels. That is a real
Not
shame.
after the way they've behaved.
No.